Birding is one of the fastest growing hobbies around the world. Why? Because it's easy, fun, and a great way to get outside. Also, birds are beautiful, fascinating creatures that can be found in almost any habitat, including urban spaces. And once you start looking more closely at birds, you'll be joining ranks with many famous birders, including John James Audubon, FDR, Albert Einstein, Laura Bush, Jimmy Carter, the Duke of Edinburgh, Paul McCartney, and Margaret Atwood. But what if you're not sure how to get started? Today, I'm going to share with you my top tips to get started birding. Birding is a great hobby because you can do it basically anywhere at any time. I've been birding since I was 9 years old, and I can tell you it only gets more fun the longer you do it. The first thing you'll need is time. It doesn't have to be a lot of time. Casual out-the-window birding from your home or office works well, especially at first. However, if you decide birds get you really excited, then you may eventually become one of those dedicated birders who makes long road trips to see rare birds during migrations. But there's a lot you can learn from 10 minutes watching out your window, especially if you hang up a bird feeder or two. Remember that the type of food you put out can determine what sorts of birds come to your feeder. Consistency is important. Birds are much more likely to come to feeders which have been refilled regularly, especially during times of scarcity. And be patient, because it may take the local birds some time to discover your feeder. The next thing you'll need is birding equipment. Luckily, this is another thing that's great about birding. It's a low-cost hobby unless you choose to get the fancy equipment. All you really need is a reliable field guide. You could use an app on your smartphone. I'll be reviewing some nature ID apps in a future video, but I found book-style field guides to be incredibly handy. You may also want a set of binoculars, a camera, a waterproof notebook, or even a tape recorder, but none of these are mandatory to start birding. Familiarize yourself with how your field guide works and pay special attention to what are called field marks. These are specific colorations or markings on birds that help us identify them at a glance, even when they're far away or high up in a tree. Once you've started looking at birds, you might want to record your observations. Many birders keep a life list that includes the date and location for the first time you saw a particular species. There are also many websites and citizen science projects that are happy to collect your birding data. The website EBird contains thousands of bird sightings from all over the world. You can explore records on EBird to figure out which birds you're most likely to see in your area, and scientists can use the data on EBird to make predictions about future bird populations. You could also participate in the Big Backyard Bird Count and the Audubon Society's Christmas Bird Count. And while this also isn't required, it's nice to have somebody to go birding with you. My grandpa was the one who taught me to bird, and we spent many weekends together in the woods watching and listening to the birds. Beyond family members, there are also many birding clubs that schedule outings and whose members will be eager mentors for beginning birders. I'll put some links in the description. Let's try a few simple bird IDs to get you started.
This one's a classic. A black head, a gray back, and an orange stomach lets us know that this is an American robin. Another fairly common sighting through much of North America, the brown back, the grayish-white stomach, and the little black sort of stripy patch down under the beak shows us that this is a male English sparrow. In this shot, I got a twofer. On the left, the yellowish birds with black and white barred wings are American goldfinches, and the birds on the right with the blue backs and the orangish-red stomachs are eastern bluebirds. And just for fun, we'll do one water bird. This tall, grayish-blue bird with a slightly darker cap on its head is a great blue heron.
See, doesn't that seem easy? I think everybody should try birding at least once, and hopefully this video has given you the knowledge and tools to get started. Do you have a favorite birding spot? When did you learn to bird, and did you have a mentor or were you self-taught? I'd love to hear all of your best birding stories down in the comments. If you liked this video, don't forget to like it. If you didn't like this video, please share it with someone who would. And if you'd like to support the Roving Naturalist, remember to hit the subscribe button and the bell notification icon. You can also follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and read more science on my blog. I'm a periodic contributor on the radio show Blue Dot, and you can find me on Dungeon Dwellers on Twitch every other Monday. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.